I am Ray, and if you can't enjoy your own company, how can you expect anyone else to? I say 99% of your problems could be solved if you realize this one thing. Your state of being equals your point of attraction. In normal people language, you can't be in a negative state and attract positivity, and you can't be in a positive state and attract negativity. And so if you do not love yourself, if you do not enjoy your own presence, how can you attract love into your life? You must become the source of what you seek. And you see, no matter how many vacations you try to take, you will always be there. The only vacation you get from yourself is deep sleep. And oh, do we love deep sleep? Because oftentimes, we don't like ourselves very much. But you're the only person you have to be around 24/7 your whole life. So maybe it's time to get this right. What do you think? You see what happens is that people don't like themselves very much. So they try to find love outside. But what happens? They're in a state of lack and scarcity. And because that is their point of attraction, they can only attract lack and scarcity. And the explanation is, well, because you lack love, you try to take love from others. You're operating from needy and repulsive energy, and that pushes people away. Because this is simple physics, my friend. You see, in order for love to properly flow, you must balance these two forces. The yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine. The masculine is giving energy. The feminine is receiving energy. Love can only be sustained when these two forces are in balance. Just solved all relationship problems forever. You're welcome. Thank little buddy. It was his idea, right? And the thing is, both people have to be balanced in both these energies. But we will always fall to be dominant in one or the other. But what does an unhealthy relationship look like? Who fundamentally lacks love. And the narcissist, who all they do is take love. And that is why they are perfect together. The empath only gives and does not receive. The narcissist only receives and does not give. And guess what? The relationship is attractive and it can sustain itself, but it is toxic because both parties are imbalanced toward one of these two energies. But if you can get two people who are healthy, who enjoy their own company, who love themselves, your relationship can flourish. And all your relationships will flourish if you simply master these two energies. But the problem is that when we don't enjoy our own company, we have a problem with receiving, because fundamentally we feel like we're unworthy. So you want to ask yourself, from which of these two energies do you feel like you're imbalanced? This marker is imbalanced. Clearly, it was the wrong one. This marker is balanced. Yin-yang potato. Oftentimes we may be bit a bit. The more you say it, the more it doesn't make any sense. A bit. What is that? I don't know. Let's just talk solutions, okay? Enough of this. Let me refill my coffee real quick. Enjoy this meme.
Who is this guy? He's got like every meme ever produced on the internet. He can knock us out with his memes. And I have tons of memes. I'll just keep memeing them to death until they just surrender, because they just can't do it anymore. They don't have the memes that I have.
Now the trick is we have to live an intentional life. It all begins with awareness. Awareness of where you may be imbalanced. And once you become aware of the problem, now you have the ability to solve it. And well, you could say both the empath and the narcissist lack love, because the narcissist lives in such scarcity that they need to hoard all the love. But the empath doesn't have enough love, and so they give what they have in hopes that they will receive. But once you become the source of what you seek, you don't need other people to play that role for you. You don't need other people to fulfill you. And when you don't need somebody else, that is where you have a healthy relationship. Basically, what we want is to get your cup overflowing, my friend, and tap into the deep infinite wellspring of love already within you. The only reason that we feel like we need love is because we are cut off from it. Whether because of trauma, well, it's all trauma. Because for whatever reason, somewhere along the way, we were cut off from love and we were traumatized. So we have to heal ourselves through connecting to the love already within you. And love heals all wounds. And the way we do this is simple. We have 3 aspects to our being: body, mind, and spirit. But we're going to say soul. First, we want to focus on self-care. Not binging on Cheetos and watching your favorite TV show. That's not self-care. That's disrespecting your body disguised as self-care. You know something is self-care when it's good for you. It's not about indulging in temporary pleasure. It's about taking care of your body. On a mind level, there are many things we can do. For instance, learning to say no. Don't take on more responsibility. Take time for yourself. Because again, you can't fill somebody else's cup unless your cup is overflowing. A big part of healing is reparenting. Because guess what? There is a wounded inner child in you that needs your love. Why is it wounded? Because at somewhere along your journey, there was a lack of love. And so you re-enter love into the equation, and you become healthy once again. And you return to harmony. So through your thoughts, you talk to yourself as if you are your parent. Not your actual parents, but the ideal parent. First, you become aware of your self-talk. Are you beating yourself up? That's not love. And if you continuously judge yourself, you're not going to feel safe in your own body. You're not going to feel comfortable. You're not going to feel worthy. So first of all, you got to stop the negative thoughts. The mother is non-judgment. The mother is unconditional love. No matter what you do, you always love yourself. When you make a mistake, when you create problems for your life, in that moment is key. You have a decision. Do you continue to judge yourself and say, oh, I'm such a bad person. I hate myself. I hate my life. Or do you live an intentional life and say, I love you no matter what. This is a wonderful learning experience for you. I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. It's a fundamental attitude change towards yourself. That is the root of healing. You consciously begin treating yourself like a child. And how would you judge them if they fell down and got hurt? How would you judge them if they made a mistake? They don't know any better. Everybody is acting according to what they know at this moment. So you forgive. You become kind towards yourself. And it begins one step at a time. You begin thinking better about yourself. And the better you think about yourself, the more you love yourself. And even if you engage in self-destructive behavior, you don't add more gasoline onto the fire. You put the fire out with love, with non-judgment. Because you can't add more negativity onto an already negative situation and expect a positive outcome. And from the masculine side of the parenting, that is self-respect. Meaning, you don't just go and trash your body in the name of self-care. You have the wisdom to discern what is good for you and what is not. Sometimes, sure, you're tired, you just don't care, and you indulge a little bit. When you indulge, love yourself anyway. And what you will find over time is that you just stop. The more you love yourself, the more you stop engaging in self-destructive behavior. Because you can't love something and destroy it at the same time. So you naturally stop the addictions. You naturally stop the unhealthy indulgences the more you love yourself. You don't have to struggle with them and try really hard to be free. All you have to do is love yourself more. What does this mean? It means thinking more loving thoughts towards yourself. Because think about how in a relationship with somebody else, if you're always being angry at them, saying mean things, they're not going to like you very much. They may stick around because they're traumatized and don't know how to leave you. But they will not feel love. And the same thing with yourself. You stop beating yourself up. Stop bullying yourself. The mean things that other people do are nothing compared to the mean things we do to ourselves. And on a soul level, we connect back to the innermost core of our being. How do we do this? It's called follow your bliss. Do what you love to do. Don't allow society to choke you in this little box where you think you have to be doing this or that. Living your life from should and should nots. Stop shoulding all over yourself, please. The soul is freedom. Screw society. Screw what people think. Screw what people tell you to do. Be free. Have fun. Life is meant to be enjoyed, not meant to slave away and pay bills. And the thing is, when you're living your soul's purpose, when you're doing what you love, all the survival things take care of themselves. But when you're focused on survival and trying to live day to day, you cut yourself off from your soul, well, you find out that all you do is work and sleep, and you're always tired and you have no money, because you've cut yourself off from the source of abundance itself. You are the source of what you seek, but you seek what you want outside of yourself. If you want abundance, you want to feel abundant. It's really helpful to have a child in your life, because you can see the way they act. They're free, they do what they love, they have fun, they play all the time. They remind us of what we have lost. They teach us how to live once again. And they are authentic. When they're in pain, they cry. When they're happy, they laugh. They're not wearing this mask, trying to put on a show for you. They don't care. That's why they're honest. They don't care necessarily about hurting your feelings. They just say what they feel in the moment. And if people have a problem with that, oh well. A lot of healing is done through simply letting go of all the conditioning, all the garbage that we've gathered through our life. It's not so much about doing more. It's about removing the things that are keeping you from the love already within. And you will see, if you pay attention, you'll have these moments where you kind of go uptight a little bit. Society puts a little pressure on you, and you put on your tuxedo that's too tight. Oh, I'm going to get in line. And you can watch yourself conform. You watch yourself suppress your authenticity to fit in. And that is the moment when you realize, I am not doing that anymore. I am going to be free. And I don't care what anyone thinks. Now, be nice to people. But when you love yourself, you naturally can love others. But when you don't love yourself, it's hard to love anyone else. Because you cannot give what you do not have. Which is why, if you want love in your life, or anything, you must first cultivate it within yourself. Go and do that hobby that everyone says is stupid. That's not going to make you any money. Do it because you love it. The more things you do simply because you love it, not for any outcome, not for any result, when the work instills the worth, that is how you know you're on your soul's path, your soul's purpose. But when you're only doing something as a means to an end, that is separating you from your soul's purpose. Now, in the meantime, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. But once you start doing more fun things, once you start dancing through life, everything becomes enjoyable. You stop judging your stupid job. Because the reason people hate their stupid job is because people don't like themselves. Because if you love yourselves, it doesn't matter what happens. You're always in a state of love. Sometimes it fluctuates, sure. But think about it. If you're happy, does it really matter what's going on, what you're doing for work, or really anything in the external world? And at the same time, if you're angry all the time, if you hate life, does it matter what's going on in the world? All we want is positive feelings like love, peace, joy. And we falsely believe that we can find these things outside of ourselves. And so we spend our life on a hamster wheel, never really going anywhere. But the good news is that all that you seek is already within you. Because you are the source of the happy chemicals. How do the happy chemicals arise? Through your reactions to your experiences. If you react negatively to something, you're going to have a negative feeling about it. If you react positively to something, you're going to feel positively about it. If you're always reacting negatively to yourself, you're going to have a negative relationship with yourself. So we consciously start loving ourselves more by thinking more loving thoughts. And when we go out into our daily life and we make mistakes and fall down, we don't judge ourselves. We love ourselves back to harmony and say, there, it's okay. Being imperfect is part of being human. Making mistakes is like half the journey, because unless you fail, you cannot succeed. Failure and success are two halves of the same coin. The more you can tap into your inner child, the more you can start removing all of this conditioning that society has programmed into you. Society says, put on the tight suit, even if it doesn't fit, and like it. You're going to eat your green beans, and you will not make a fuss. But if you don't like green beans, take the plate and it's time to be free. It's time to rip off the suit that's too tight and be naked and run around, because that is freedom. And when you love yourself and you don't judge yourself, you're not worried about what other people think. Remember that who you are and your state of being influences you to act in a certain way. And the way you act causes a certain result in your life. So if in your current reality you lack love, it is because you have been behaving in unloving ways, whether towards yourself, as the empath, or as the narcissist toward others. But once you focus on this side of the equation, you cultivate love within you, you naturally start behaving in loving ways towards yourself and toward others. And what does that result in? You have an abundance of love in your life. And this equation works for everything. If you lack abundance, you have been behaving in lack and scarcity. You are the source of what you seek. Focus on your state of being. Follow your bliss. Have more fun. Enjoy life. Be free. And everything else will take care of itself. I am Ray. Visit my cool store. Much peace and many blessings. And remember, just be.